Today we're gonna turn 50 pounds into a whole week of high protein meals. At Waitrose.
You got me, it's lucid. I'm so high up and lucid.
So we'll be preparing 3 days a meal for 5 days. For breakfast, we'll have protein oats. Lunch, chicken salsa with basmati rice. And dinner, sea bass egg fried rice. Let's start with breakfast. We're gonna add in 70 grams of some oats. And next, we're gonna add in the whey isolate. So I'm gonna add in actually two different flavors that I'm just gonna show you here so that you can have whatever flavor you like. But I'll show you 2 different flavors that I enjoy. First, pretty new flavor. A new bulk variant if you go for the pure whey protein, which is the cinnamon cereal milk. Currently only £8.99 on Bulk's website. As I said, tastes like Lotus Biscoff with a hint of cinnamon. I usually space out my protein for the day and aim to get around 35 to 40 grams per meal per meal in terms of protein. So here we're gonna go for 50 grams of whey protein. 35, 42, 44. And for the other flavor, we're gonna go for we're gonna go for some vanilla, a basic B vanilla flavor. Again, we're gonna add in 50 grams of whey protein isolate. Just under 50 grams here. And then we're gonna finish it off with some 15 grams of some powdered peanut butter. And you won't believe it, the macros in this powdered peanut butter is only 3.9 grams of carbs, 1.4 grams of fats, but there's 7 grams of protein here. 15 grams exactly, perfect. And again, for the other flavor, 15 grams. Perfect. Okay, finally, let's add in, so there's 1 liter of almond milk in here, and per 100 milliliter, there's only 24 calories. So we're gonna split this up to 200 ml per day. And ultimately you'll only have 48 calories per serving of almond milk. And all in all, we can see that for this meal, it's 540 calories, and you get a grand total of 53 grams of protein in one of these meals. Of course, depending on the whey protein, there's a variance by about 1 to 2 grams. So between, let's say, 50 to 55 grams of protein, which I think is a great amount of protein per day. So let's add in just around 200 grams of milk. And stir. The second one. So per tub, as you can see, it has only taken me about 3 minutes, and I usually do this while lunch is cooking, which is coming next. So it's included in the overall time in terms of meal prepping. But once you put this in the fridge, there's 2 ways to have this. You can either have the protein oats as an overnight oats, which is what I prefer. I put it in the fridge, and the next morning I'll add in some frozen blueberries or some frozen berries. And that's the overnight protein oats breakfast meal prep done. For lunch, we'll be making chicken salsa with rice. We've got, for the protein sauce, chicken breast, 1.2 kilos over 5 days. We've got 2 bags of ready to cook washed spinach, because who likes to wash vegetables? We've got 2 salsa sauce. This is the one I'd recommend just because for every 100 grams, there's only 25 calories. And to add a bit of flavor, you can either use low calories chicken stock or you can use salt. Okay, to begin with, we're gonna cut out the chicken into really small pieces. So I prefer whole foods over processed foods just because they're usually slightly better for digestion. There's less preservatives, less chemicals in it, and you know, for the long term, you know, your health ultimately is wealth, and you should always feel your body just like how you feel. I don't know, if you had a expensive Ferrari car or something, and you know, you wouldn't feel your Ferrari car with McDonald's, put it that way. But yeah, and I think it tastes great. I feel good taking whole foods too. Of course, there are loads of different studies out there that you can read, and ultimately they're all quite theoretical. But ultimately, I enjoy eating whole foods, and it makes me feel good, and that's why I prefer whole foods. And this is a super quick way to create high protein chicken breasts and rice, and you ultimately will also look good and feel good eating this. Add the 1.2 kilos of chicken breast in. Oh wow. Guys, no judging please. He's not just a videographer.
You train hard.
This is a smoky salsa. I've never tried a smoky salsa flavor before, but should be okay. Flavor now. Got some chicken stock. I'm gonna put in. And with vegetables, you can put in onions, you know, any sort of vegetable you enjoy. Broccoli also works pretty well, but my favorite is spinach. Also because it's a great bodybuilding vegetable, high in potassium. Okay, perfect. Nice. You can let it simmer until it dries up. So all we're gonna do right now is just keep it open, the lid open, just so that the sauce kind of dries up to a slightly thicker consistency. And then near ready, that's when we add in the spinach. And now that the consistency is quite thick, as you can see, we're gonna add in 2 bags of spinach. Right before I add in the spinach, I like to just, you know, press on the chicken breast slightly more and mash it all up just so that it absorbs the juice a bit more, and you can taste the salsa sauce within every single bite. Need a bigger pot. And then I'll cover it so it cooks. As you can see, when you put the spinach in, it's slightly still on the wet side, so I would just let it simmer without the lid for a couple more minutes, and then it should dry out nicely, and then it's ready with the basmati rice. To make the salsa chicken breast with rice and the protein oats, it took a grand total of 56 minutes. Split it into equal portions of 5 separate meals, and that's Monday to Friday meal prep done for you. With regards to separating out the meals, I usually have the chicken on its own and then have the rice cooked on the day, or just the microwave rice, just so that the freshness of the chicken and rice and the consistency of the chicken tastes good. And this meal is just under 600 calories with a grand total of 72 grams of protein. And that's chicken salsa with basmati rice when you add it, lunch meal prep done. Dinner will be sea bass egg fried rice. First, let's spray some olive oil. 0 calories or 1 calorie spray olive oil is the preferred option. Next, we'll add in the sea bass. Leave it at like medium heat, around 6 to 7, and just let it simmer for a good few minutes. As I'll split this across 2 days, I'll be having 200 grams of rice per day. So 400 grams of rice in total. The remaining eggs. More oil. Here we can get the eggs in. We get 3 eggs per day, so 6 eggs altogether. Let it simmer a couple more minutes. And how I like to have my egg fried rice is let the egg whites cook, and just before the egg yolk cooks, that's where I will chuck the rice in and then mix the egg yolk up with the rice, so that I think the egg yolk spreads across with the rice and it tastes slightly better. Nearly done, just ensuring that the sea bass is fully cooked. And then we're gonna add some seasoning, some salt, some red chili flakes, and some black pepper. A grand total of 39 grams of protein per meal, and just under 550 calories. One of my favorite low-calorie sauce, pretty much negligible calories, and if you want a bit more seasoning, you can just add a bit of Cholula, and it gives a nice hot sauce kick to taste. And I do not like to add too much salt with this, just so that I can taste the sea bass and the eggs slightly more. I just enjoy the taste of the food. And I think if the salt's overpowering, it will impact the overall taste. But again, depends on your food. And that's sea bass egg fried rice dinner meal prep done. I hope you guys enjoyed this meal prep video. If you're interested in some high quality bulk supplements, you can use my link below and code Brian45. Enjoy the meals, stay strong, and remember, nobody cares, work harder.